Once upon a time, in a peaceful kingdom far away, a great celebration was held. The king and queen had finally been blessed with a baby girl, a beautiful little princess named Aurora. They invited the whole kingdom to the royal palace. There was music, dancing, and laughter. But the most special guests of all were the 7 kind fairies, each bringing a magical gift for the princess. The first fairy gave her the gift of beauty. The second gave her the gift of a lovely singing voice. The third gave her kindness. The fourth gave her grace. The fifth gave her wisdom. The sixth gave her joy. But just before the 7th fairy could offer her blessing, the hall turned cold. A gust of wind blew out the candles. And there, in the middle of the room, appeared a dark and angry fairy Maleficent. She had not been invited, and she was furious. With a voice like thunder, she said, "When the princess turns 16, she will prick her finger on a spinning wheel and die." Gasps filled the hall. Before anyone could speak, she vanished into smoke. The room fell silent. Then, the 7th fairy who had not yet spoken stepped forward. Her magic was not strong enough to break the curse, but she could change it. She said, "The princess will not die. She will fall into a deep sleep for 100 years until a prince's kiss awakens her." The king and queen were still worried. To protect their daughter, they ordered every spinning wheel in the kingdom to be destroyed. Years passed, and Princess Aurora grew up into a kind, gentle, and beautiful young woman. She had golden hair, a bright smile, and a heart full of love. On the day of her 16th birthday, Aurora wandered through the castle. She explored a tall, quiet tower she had never seen before. At the top, she found an old woman sitting beside a strange object, a spinning wheel. The woman said, "Would you like to try spinning, my dear?" Aurora was curious. She reached out and pricked her finger. "See you!" In an instant, she collapsed to the ground, fast asleep. The curse had come true. The kind fairy appeared once more. To protect the princess, she used her magic to put the entire castle to sleep. The king, the queen, the servants, even the animals. Everything stopped. The castle grew still and silent. As the years passed, thick thorns and trees grew around the castle. No one could enter. People forgot the princess ever existed. 100 years later, a young and brave prince heard the legend of the sleeping princess. He traveled across mountains and rivers to find the hidden castle. When he reached the forest of thorns, he drew his sword and cut through the branches until he saw the tall towers of the forgotten palace. Inside, everything was quiet. Cobwebs covered the halls. Finally, the prince entered the tower and saw Princess Aurora, lying peacefully on a bed of roses. She looked like she was only sleeping. The prince leaned forward and gave her a gentle kiss. Suddenly, her eyes opened. The spell was broken. All through the castle, life returned. The king and queen woke up, birds began to sing, and the sun shined through the windows. The people rejoiced. Not long after, Princess Aurora and the prince were married. The whole kingdom celebrated with music, flowers, and joy. And from that day on, they lived happily ever after.